Hey guys, welcome to the OMFG Network. I'm Craig, this is Tyson. Today we're going to be talking about the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. But first I want to give a shout out to everybody who showed up and checked out our webpage when we went live on December 1st. We had a lot of people come out. Everybody gave us lots of good comments, good advice. One of the pieces of advice was apparently no one can see us with black on black. So we changed our attire. We no longer have coats. And now you're stuck with us in ties.
It's true,
and we'll see how that works.
We refuse to do coats and ties. It's not happening, guys.
It's too serious. Too serious.
Much too serious.
But back to the game, Tyson. What are your first impressions of Skyrim? Because this is not a review, just what we think so far.
It's true. This is not a review. Thus far, I have probably put a handful of hours in, maybe a dozen or so. I don't know, but frankly, I'm really liking it. I think it is an absolute worthy successor to Oblivion, to Morrowind. It follows in the best footsteps of those two games. It seems like Bethesda's absolute best title thus far. In my opinion, I know a lot of people thought Fallout 3 was sort of their end all, or Fallout New Vegas, but I'm thinking it is thus far a fantastic sequel, and I have enjoyed every minute playing thus far. What are your first thoughts?
Well, I've played about 50 hours so far, so I'm way ahead of you.
Way ahead of me.
I am just so impressed, actually in all of their games so far, I'm so impressed that they can keep track of every item in the world. You drop a thing of arrows in some town randomly, and you come back, 10 game hours later, and the thing of arrows is still there. Or someone in the city has picked it up and he's using, this greatsword that you dropped on the ground because you're like, I don't want this thing. And then some little kid is walking around with this greatsword on his back. It's pretty impressive that they can keep track of this, and it seems like Bethesda is light years ahead of the competition.
It's true. Yeah, the number of items in the game. We mentioned this a little bit in our past video on Oblivion, the number of random items we talked about. They're great lengths, about a bowl and a spoon, and that was very fun. You can now cook. Now the bowl and the spoon has a purpose, and I'm excited because finally I know what the bowl and the spoon and the pot are doing in my inventory. I can make stew and regain health points. Sorry, dragon, hold on. I have a piece of apple pie to eat and regain some HP. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and you can buy a house this time around, and you can you can cook in your house. You can be your own housewife if you prefer. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous just how intense and how detailed everything is.
It's true. It is insanely detailed. The scenery has been completely updated. The weather now, it snows. I know that was a big thing that was advertised, but let's be honest, it's pretty impressive that there is snow in the game. There's snowflakes falling.
Plus, is there anything cooler than roving boss battles? Having dragons just in the world all over the place is probably one of the most epic things you do. Because whenever you hear this big "Rah!" from the dragon, you're just kind of like, oh my gosh, where is it? Where is it? Actually, that's actually my least favorite part of the game.
Really?
Well, I really like fighting the dragons, for sure. Indeed. But sometimes you can't get a dragon to land and fight you. And you're just sitting there shooting arrow after arrow, and you're just fire spell, arrow, arrow, and you're just like, get back here! Fight me!
Yeah.
And he's just like, that guy's annoying. I'm leaving.
In every movie we've ever seen, it hasn't... the dragon is like, ooh, a guy in armor. I'm going to swoop down and fight you to my death. The dragon always dies. So fight you to my death, and you'll rescue some princess in a tower. This time, the dragons ignore you. I feel insignificant. The dragons are like,
I'm a huge ass dragon. I don't care about you.
It's like I have a toy bow. It can't reach that high. It's like I'm literally trying to shoot down an airplane with a bow and arrow.
It's actually kind of impressive the physics they have on that too. I mean, the arrows actually do take time to travel, and actually, which makes it impossible to hit a dragon, 1,000 feet in the air.
It's true, or any person who's running at you. The same thing happened in Oblivion. Firing an arrow at any moving target is out of the question.
Yeah, even the guy just kind of walking, strafing, some other guy is shooting a bow at you, and he's just kind of slowly walking to the left. It's really hard to hit that guy if he's at any distance.
Super hard. And I guess that's one of the things that I don't know if video games will ever get really well done, is the sort of how do you judge distance and time with a weapon like a bow in any video game? Because in Oblivion it was freaking impossible. In Skyrim it's just as impossible. I played other games where you have a bow or something. It was even slightly difficult in Fable 1, that was the only Fable where you had a bow.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why they replaced it with a gun.
Yeah, because it's just, boom, makes it a lot easier.
The bullet gets there, but the bow, you're just like, I'm going to judge that.
Well, it almost seems like there's a little bit of room there for, say, like 3D television, but at the same time, who wants to wear the goggles and the...
I don't want to watch...
7 planes of...
I don't want to see 7
really,
2D images.
Yeah, it doesn't really work out. I don't think... It's not quite there. But that's, I mean, in my mind, that's where we could be going, is if we could get into the... You know, the 3D television maybe has an answer to that, but we still think we're a long way off for that type of thing.
We are a long way off. However, I mean, barring that small glitch in, I don't even know if it's the physics or if it's just the capability of watching it on 2D television.
It's just a 2D screen.
I mean, everything thus far has been absolutely phenomenal. The dual wielding, the realism, like tanning leather, creating smithing. It's been super enjoyable.
Well, and it's really nice because as an RPG, you always like it's the customizability basically that makes it customization that makes it an RPG, that makes it worth playing, because you want to be able to always customize everything you're doing, and it's the wealth of options that makes you interested, as opposed to, say, a game like maybe Mass Effect 2 where they took away most of your customization, and it feels more like a first-person shooter or a third-person shooter. You know, Mass Effect feels more like Gears of War than it does like Skyrim. And I think that having that customization is what we really kind of yearn for in the RPG, because that's what you know, you want better armor, so you go out and do this mission and get more money so you can buy this thing, so you can smith the thing, and there's all these different actions you have to do, but you have a goal, and the goal is customization.
The goal is customization, and in all honesty, you know, as much as big as Skyrim is, and as much as somebody might complain, which would be insane to complain about the size of the game. I mean, it's phenomenal. Again, the size is huge, but that's part of the thing that we like most about it is how detailed, how in depth, how big everything is, and how possible everything is in the game. And I think that's where gaming seems to be going. It's how possible things are in the game. How can I sort of bend this world to what I want it to be?
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Something like that.
Well, and that's about all the time we have for today, but we'll be talking about more about the customization and what the possibilities are in our next video. So this is Craig. This is Tyson. For OMFG Network. We'll see you guys next time.
Take it easy, guys.